Good morning. It's time to start another vlog, another weekly vlog, and I'm really enjoying them. And thank you all so much for all the suggestions of what you want to see in the weekly vlogs, and keep them coming because I like to know what you want to see, because I do not want to show you the boring stuff. But actually, to be honest, I'm sure there's a lot of boring stuff that I'm showing you, but I myself actually enjoy, or you could say prefer, the boring stuff when I watch vlogs from other people. Like, I love the vlogs from like Lydia Elise Milne or Josie Fear, I think Josie London, on YouTube, because they just show their everyday life, and I prefer the vlogs where they are just at home and show what they do at home to the vlogs where they go to fancy places and fancy parties, because yeah, I like the boring stuff. So maybe because I'm boring myself, who knows. But yeah, this weekly vlog, I'm now going to make breakfast as always. And yes, so this weekly vlog, the theme around this weekly vlog is my health and wellness routine for the year 2023, and most of those things I do since a long time, and I think it's just a fascinating topic, and I love to hear and listen to, like, I love to hear everything about the health and fitness routine of other people, and I'm a little bit of a health and fitness fanatic, you could say. So I hope you enjoy listening to my health and fitness routine. And now I think I'm going to take a tripod, because my arm is literally falling down, because I mean, it's not so heavy, but it gets heavy with time. So let me go and take a tripod. Okay, I got my little notebook. It's from Filovax. You can put your initials on them. I made it in, I think, in Paris, in the shopping center Le Bon Marché, and there you can print your initials on. So I really like it. So I made some notes on my health and wellness and gym and diet routine, so that I do not forget everything, because it's a lot. But I'm starting with my gym routine. My gym routine is like, I'm now 26. I started to go to the gym when I was 16 years old, and because my father did bodybuilding, he went to the gym every single week on Sunday with me to show me new exercises and look if I do them right, if my form is correct, everything like that. And I started going first 3 times a week, but then I very soon went to 4 times a week. After like half a year, I was at 5 times a week, and then I think 2 years after that, I went to 6 times a week. And for the first 5 years, I did exclusively weightlifting and a little bit of cardio to warm up at the beginning. And that's what I did exclusively, because yeah, that's that's what I did. That was my routine, and I had great results. Like, I was always on the slimmer, skinnier side, but I was maybe, when I was 16, you could say I was like skinny fat, like I was very small, very tiny, but the thing that I had was like, I did not have any muscle, I only had fat. Like, if you punched it, it would be like wobbly and not very tight. So it changed my body in a very good way, because after that, what I had was muscles and not too much fat. So prefer that, obviously. But then after about 5 years, I got a little bit bored. I mean, I know you can do so much while weightlifting, but I got a little bit bored, because obviously you have to take like 60 seconds, 90 seconds of a little break between exercises, and that bored me. I like when it goes like very fast. So I started to include some circuits trainings, and I downloaded the Sweat app. Did a Sweat app exist, or was it the Bikini Body Guide there? Well, I did that. No, it was the Sweat app Gym. The Sweat app Gym. I did this one there, exactly. I only did the Bikini Body Guide when I was on my travels. Like I did a 6-year round the world tour, and there I did not have gyms everywhere, so I did the bikini body guide there. But other than that, I did a combination of circuits, like the sweat gym circuits and the solely weightlifting. And then after I think 3 years ago, I started to include Pilates, and now that's where I am at. I'm at doing circuits, weight-lifted circuits. Like all of my circuits are on machines or with weights, so I do weight-lifted circuits. I'm not the burpee kind of girl. And then I also mix it up with some Pilates, and yoga for me is not a workout. Yoga is for me more like a wellness routine, but I tried to include yoga more last year, and I will continue to try to include it, but I don't see it as a workout. I see it as a kind of more like a meditation, because I like to try, I really want to try to do it like 3 times a week in the evening, so just to relax and not flex my muscles, stretch my muscles, because they are very tight and it hurts. So now my routine is going to the gym 6 times a week, because I realized that when I go 7 times a week, so if I do not do a single break day in my whole week, then I burn out quite easily. So I always try to do I always try to do one training free day a week, and that works very good for me, because to be honest, if you went to the gym for like 10 years, then it's not hard to go to the gym. It's harder not to go to the gym. So my break days, they are harder for me, because I would want to go to the gym. So yeah, my routine now, train 6 days a week. I always warm up. I forgot to mention that. I always warm up on the Stairmaster. I do 1 cardio day per week where I'm just on the Stairmaster, and I don't do that to lose weight or something like that, because I, believe it or not, I seriously enjoy the Stairmaster, because I can watch YouTube videos for like 45 minutes to an hour, and I really enjoy that. Other than that, I only do like 50 minutes Stairmaster to warm up, and then after that, either a weight circuit or a Pilates training, or sometimes just a normal weightlifting session, but I prefer weight circuits and Pilates. So most of my days are either weight circuits or Pilates. So that's my gym routine. And on top of that, I always try to move my body during the day as well. I mostly do that through walking. I aim to get 10,000 steps a day. I do not always do that, and I do not hang myself up if I don't achieve it one day. I did that in the past because I was like fanatic to get those 10,000 steps. Now I'm more easy about it. And yeah, usually after the gym, maybe I go and walk on a treadmill. Maybe I just walk around the house. Seriously, most of my 10,000 steps I get because I just walk around the house, listen to a podcast, phone with my boyfriend, a girlfriend, sometimes I read a book whilst walking, because obviously I know the layout of my house very well, so I can just walk around and I don't touch anything most of the times. But yeah, this is my gym routine, and now let's move on to the diet routine. To my diet. I don't diet, I just mean like diet as my kind of how I eat. And first, to preface this, I suffered of a lot of gut issues over the years. Mostly like sometimes I just get bloated without a reason, like I thought it was without a reason, and just bloating and a hard stomach. That were my main issues. And it's probably like we now probably figured out that it's because I have Hashimoto. This is an autoimmune disease against your thyroid. So you have an underactive thyroid, because those antibodies, they attack your thyroid, so it doesn't make enough hormones. And I also have to take thyroid medication against that, but I only take the real ones now since 4 weeks, so I can't really say much about it. But when your thyroid is underactive, your gut can get very slow, and that can lead to bloating. So this was it in my case. But also you have to look a lot closer to what you eat when you have an autoimmune disease, because a lot of different food, especially additives, can trigger your autoimmune disease. Also, a lot of people cannot eat gluten. I tested that. I tested all the antibodies. I can eat gluten, so that's good. But for example, I can't eat dairy because I'm lactose intolerant, but I also do not really like dairy, so that's not a huge problem for me. And yes, I do not like cheese. I really do not like cheese. Most people can't believe that, but I really do not like cheese. So what is my diet like? My diet is like plant focused. So I love vegetables. I'm a lover of vegetables, grains, but I also eat meat and fish. I just look that they are organic, that they are very good formed. I would never use mass-produced fish and meat. Then I would rather be vegetarian, so I eat that. I eat eggs, but not a lot of eggs, because sometimes if I eat too many eggs, I just don't feel very well, and that could be linked to the lactose intolerant, because a lot of people who are lactose intolerant, they do not digest eggs very good. So eat meat, I eat fish, but plant focused. I also do not use any added sweeteners except stevia. This is the only added sweetener that I use, but you always have to look, because with stevia, it's a lot of the time stevia is mixed with other added sweeteners like sucralose or something like that, and you just shouldn't eat that. No matter if you have gut issues or not, you just should not eat that. They attack your microbiome. They are seriously the worst thing to eat. And also, if you take sweeteners because you think it's easier to lose weight, there are a lot of studies that showed that people who ate or drank sweeteners, they did not lose more weight than the people who did the normally sweetened, like the sugar sweetened things. So yeah, don't do it. It hurts your microbiome. It hurts your also weight for if you are looking for that in the future. So no added sweeteners. I try not to eat processed foods. Obviously, if you're like very meticulous, you could say everything that is fine, like everything could be processed, like flour could be processed, but I eat flour, not a lot of flour, but I eat flour. But also, I mean, tofu could be processed, but I eat tofu sometimes. But mostly just vegetables and grains like rice. I love risotto. I love pasta. I freaking love oats. I eat so much oats. Yeah, all of this stuff. Nuts, I like nuts, but also I can't eat all of the nuts because some give me stomachache. For example, peanuts, I cannot eat peanuts. They are actually also not really a nut, but that's another thing. Yeah, and what a lot of people are very a lot of people do not really believe it, because yes, as you can see, I eat very healthy. No processed foods, mostly plant-based, but I do not eat fruit. And that's not something that I did in the last few years since I had gut issues or something like that. No, I did not eat fruit. I didn't eat fruit as a baby. Like maybe as a baby when I couldn't talk, but like I can't remember a time where I ate fruit. Even as a little child, I detested fruit. I detested it. The only fruits that I eat nowadays sometimes are raspberry, but I do not like the fresh raspberries because they have this hairy stuff on them, and I could literally gag thinking about it. But I eat frozen raspberries. Sometimes I warm them up, sometimes I eat them frozen, but only a little bit. So yeah, no fruit for me. So this is my diet. Mostly like it's plant focused, but with organic meat and fish, non-dairy because I'm lactose intolerant. So if you are not, you can eat dairy, obviously. No added sweeteners, no processed foods. And yes, also when I was 16 years old, when I started this health journey, I started with obviously like the trend was going low carb, because carb will make you fat. It was all over the media, all over the internet, everywhere. I obviously did that, but then I changed to high carb. And this literally works better for me. I am even like, sometimes you say that if you eat carbs, you hold more water, but for me, it's not the case. I feel drier if I eat more carbs, because I think my body functions just better on carbs. So I eat a mostly carb diet with also a lot of protein. I do not eat a lot of fats because I just maybe some nuts someday, like almond milk, but to be honest, almond milk does really not have a lot of fats in there. Yeah, I don't eat a lot of fat, but I eat a lot of carbs and protein. So those are the two things I eat. And also, if you want a vegan protein powder that is only sweetened with stevia, I showed that in my last video. It's the bulk vegan protein powder. Obviously not sponsored, but it's the only one I found that tastes good, is vegan, and is only sweetened with stevia. And also it has some digestive enzymes, and they help a lot. So yeah, those are my kind of principles on how I eat. And now, what is my wellness routine? Well, do you want? Maybe we want to change of background, so we can change up this video a little bit. So let's change up the background a little bit. Oh dear, the lighting is not good. Maybe here. Yeah. Maybe let's do the red background. Oh, my outfit: Win's sweater and mathematicians, and I think I wore that in one of the clips in last week's vlog as well. So sorry about that, but I just really like it at the moment. So new background, red wall. Hope you like it. So now let's go to the wellness routine, because this is also something I take very seriously, and because Hashimoto is an autoimmune disease, you should really try to eliminate stress, because stress equals inflammation, inflammation equals more antibodies, in my case, to my thyroid. So I really try to reduce stress, and also my cortisol is always very high in my blood panels. Like last time, it should be between 100 and 550. And mine was 1,200, so it's still very high, even though I do those things. So I couldn't imagine how high it would be otherwise. But yeah, that's also a reason why I included Pilates and want to include more yoga and not always do the high intensity training, because it's just not good. Some low intensity training is very good as well. And as you can see, I include some photos. I did not gain weight when I started to include more Pilates. I actually think it tones some, like it targets some muscles that you usually do not target with weightlifting. So I think complementary, like it's the perfect combination. Weightlifting circuits and Pilates, for me, it's a perfect combination. So yeah, my wellness routine. Where do I go? I go to a lot of places. Where I live, insurance pays for most of them, actually. Like it pays 80% of the costs for all of those things. So always make sure to check your insurance, because in most countries there is a way that your insurance pays for them. So it might sound excessive what I would do, but it helps, and I really enjoy it. So I go to acupuncture. I love acupuncture. I started it only like a few months ago, but I'm absolutely obsessed. And no, it does not hurt at all, but I use it to mainly lower my inner stress, because I do not feel stressed, but obviously my body is stressed. Otherwise my cortisol would not be so high, and I would not have, like, sometimes my heart is really like racing, and it wouldn't be like, it means my body is stressed inside. Like sometimes I was tense, like my hands, it's always tense, and I don't know why. So I try to reduce this inner stress, so I go to acupuncture. I also go to someone who does Chinese medicine massages, and they are the most like, there's nothing that makes me feel more relaxed than a massage there. It's amazing. I do both acupuncture and the Chinese medicine massage like every 3 to 4 weeks. Sometimes I go to the osteopath. I don't know if that's everywhere. Like in Europe, it's very popular, and they just look if there's anything here. Then they just make some tiny moves here, and then you feel better because your muscles can be tense. They're your trigger points. I don't know what they do. Google it. works a lot, like it works very well, because sometimes I get a lot of headaches because maybe I sit all day long, and it's not good for the head. And then my neck gets very tense, and she does it, and the pain goes away seriously in 1 to 2 days. And yeah, it's very useful. So maybe if you don't know it, check it out. And then also I used to go to a lymphatic drainage massage like every month, but then I bought something else. I bought some lymphatic drainage boots, which I use numerous times a week at home in the evening when I'm laying in my bed reading a book, and then I just use those, and they are actually, I prefer them to the lymphatic massage that I went to. I did not feel any difference there. I know there are good lymphatic massages, but where I live there just isn't one. So I don't go there anymore. I just use my boots at home, and they are one of the best things I ever bought. Seriously, the best thing I ever bought. You can buy them on Amazon. There are a lot of brands. They're gorgeous. Like, the feeling you get is amazing. And after that, after you use it, all of your legs, you see those you see all of those, maybe it looks like veins, but they are not veins. They're like the things where the lymphatic fluid flows through, and you see that because it literally sucks the water out. So it's very good. Like, it does not suck it out with the boots. You have to pee afterwards. But yeah, then another thing, a colon hydrotherapy or colonic. They are very good as well. I did it, I think, twice, and I plan to do it like all 6 months or to a year maybe, because you just feel better. And I hate the feeling that inside my body there are things that are there for like years and years, if it's bad, like, because it can get stuck there. Yeah, and I hate those feelings. It makes me feel kind of dirty. So I love that it flushes you out and you feel light as a feather. And yeah, no toxins, nothing is in there anymore. I know you should not do that too often because of your microbiome, because you obviously also flush out good bacteria. But when I do it, I always make sure that I'm on a probiotic after that, and that I pay extra attention to my diet, like the weeks after the colonic. So it's also very good. And if you do not have a colonic place near you, or if it's too expensive for you, there are also a lot of kits that you can do at home. Like, it obviously does not flush out everything there, but it flushes out quite a bit. So you can get them on Amazon as well. I'm an Amazon lover, if you did not realize it there. And yeah, those are the places I go for my wellness and self-care. But the things for my wellness and self-care that I do at home are a bit different. I try to meditate. I do not always stick to meditating, but I try to. But at the moment, I'm more into the Joe Dispenza meditations, the future me visualizing meditations. And sometimes I just sit or lay in my bed, whatever you want, and just think about scenarios that I want to happen. And I literally think about everything. I know what I wear in the moment that it happens, how it feels, and it feels so real. And also your brain doesn't really understand if something you think about is real or if it's just in your imagination. So you get the same like serotonin boosts. And you can, if you do it right, you can literally feel it as if it was happening right now. So I really like that. And sometimes meditating, I also do just TM meditations where you repeat your mantra for a lot of time. So do a mixture of both, but don't do it every day. Visualizing every day, like the visualizing meditations, sometimes also just before bed. But the other meditations, I try to do it more. But yeah, sometimes I just forget. Like, you just forget. I mean, I know it's only like 20 minutes, and everyone has 20 minutes in their day, nearly everyone, but sometimes I honestly just forget. Then also what I do, and I think it's kind of meditation, it's reading. I love to read. I really love to read. I did it last year. I did a book challenge where I challenged myself to read at least 52 books in a year, so that equals 1 book per week. I did 54, but this year I want to do it again, because reading is just so relaxing for me, and I notice that I breathe more easily and deeper, and also breathing, read the book Breath or Breathe from James Nestor. It's a very good book, and it emphasizes how important it is to breathe through your nose and not through your mouth, and also focus on the breathing out part and not on the breathing in part. So those are things I really do. And then I just try to eliminate stress where possible. I have an alarm clock that plays like birds chirping and simulates a sunrise, not a sunset. I don't meet people who drain me. I do not meet people where when I go, I think like, oh, it was exhausting. I do not meet with them anymore. And I also just don't go to stuff where I don't really want to go. I only go somewhere when I really want to go, and I only do something if I really want to do it. And also I try not to be on my phone for too long, because I just feel drained after it. Because my eyes looking on this small screen for a long time, I get a headache. I literally get a headache. I also deleted Instagram a few months ago because it was nonsense for me. I prefer TikTok, to be honest, because that's funny at least. And yeah, that's what I do to try to eliminate stress. And also, if you're overwhelmed very easily, I really am. I get overwhelmed so much, and I worry about every single thing. Planning helps me a lot. I even do my own planner inserts, and you can buy them on Etsy if you want. I did a store like a few years ago, but I think you can still get them. And I still use those planner inserts, but I also use other planners. I have like a lot of different planners. I have a success journal where I plan my day. I have a wellness journal. I have a journal where I just journal and write down all my thoughts that I have. Yeah, those are my things that I do. And planning, I think it helps me a lot, because if I see my day planned out in front of me, or if I write down what I have to do and what I can't forget, it's just easier, because then I see, oh well, it's manageable. It's not a lot, it's manageable. I can fit everything in my day. I will not forget it. And yeah, that's what I do. That's my wellness routine. And I hope that you guys liked this video. If you have any questions about my health and wellness routine, just leave them down below, and I will sure answer them, and maybe show you the answer in an upcoming vlog. I'm going to make breakfast because I'm very hungry. Very, very hungry. So, see you later. So, I always drink, I have to move you a little bit because I need to take a knife out. I always drink some, yeah, you can see it. I always drink not first thing when I wake up, but first thing when I'm ready for the day, and before I start eating, just take hot water, just take the hot water out of the tap, and then squeeze in half a lemon. I love lemons so much. And then I just drink that, and after that I take my probiotic. And also I take it with my supplements. And if you're interested in my supplement routine, here you have it. I take something that's called Optimal PC. It's from Seek and Health, and that should take down my cortisol levels a bit more naturally, because they are very high. I take vitamin C, and also do not just take my supplements, but do not do the same supplement routine as I do, just because I do it, because I do the blood work and I have to take them. Then I take vitamin B6 because I have like non-existent B6 levels. Then I use something that's against my high histamine levels, which resulted from the high cortisol levels. Then I take vitamin biotin, and if you want a nice tasting biotin, this one is from a brand called Pipping Rock. It's sublingual biotin, 1000 microgram, I think it is. It tastes so good. It literally tastes amazing. I take some vitamin A because that helps with autoimmune diseases as well. And then I take some vitamin B12. And that's that's it. That's it for today. Sometimes I say, oh, then those are some gut, it's some gut medication, and I just take that then with my lemon water. It's okay, and I always store my vitamins in this basket. I have a basket for, you can see, I have a basket for daytime and here for nighttime. And I always eat 2 pear nuts or Brazilian nuts a day in the morning, because I heard that 2 Brazilian nuts equal your daily selenium need. So I really like them, and my selenium is none of my problems anymore. And yeah, really like them. My breakfast, you saw that a lot of times already. Just here, the oats with the chia seeds and the psyllium husk that I soaked overnight. And now I will just put in some protein powder, some cacao powder, some soy yogurt. Not too much soy, because soy is not good with thyroid medication, but just a little bit. And then I mix it up with a lot of cinnamon. And I do my milkshake, my zucchini chocolate protein shake with it, and that's my breakfast. So I will film it as good as I can. Here, this is a NutriBullet. I just put in some frozen steamed zucchini. Then I will put in a little bit of the chocolate protein powder and a little bit of the caramel latte protein powder, just like half a scoop. And then I also put in a little bit of, that's cocoa powder, put in a little bit of that. And with the oats, the soaked oats, I just put in a little bit of cocoa powder first. Then only the caramel, not only, just, but here more caramel protein powder, with the shake more chocolate protein powder, and then a little bit of chocolate. And then, I'll put that out of the way. Then I take soy yogurt. I like the brand Alpro. You can get it all over Europe. In Paris, like, you can get it at Express, at Monoprix, at Franprix, at Bon Marché, everywhere. And then just mix it. But because this is hard, the mixing part can get a little bit difficult, because you do not want, because the powder on top sometimes spills outwards, and that's not what I want. Yeah, it happened. Don't tell me don't do this if powder or something you like falls off your plate. Then I just mix it. I think I put a little bit too little water with my oats last night, because then it's harder to stir, because it gets harder because of the psyllium husk. But yeah, that's what I do, stirring it so that it gets a paste. Then I take cinnamon, and I take a lot of cinnamon. I love cinnamon. I go through one of those pots a week. That's insane. Then that's some just organic stevia, 2 drops, put in, stir again, and then repeating that. And with that one here, I just fill water, mix it, and then I will show you the final result. And that's how it looks after it's mixed. I always just mix it once again. Then you open it up, and because of the zucchini, and for those of you who don't know, I just use steamed zucchini, and then I freeze it to make the shake more, oh my gosh, made a mess again, to make the shake more creamy, because zucchini makes it creamy. And this little glass here is actually not a glass, it's actually a vase, and you can get it from IKEA. You don't have to go into a big IKEA. You can just go, if you're in Paris, you can just go, and I was drink the rest out of you. You can just go to the Boulevard Madeleine, and there is a little IKEA store, and they have it on the ground floor. They have this little vase, and I think it looks like glass, and it holds like 700-800 ml. And I am always on the hunt for big glasses, so I really like that. And now you can see that's also the water cooking because I'm making a tea with it. But that's how my breakfast looks. And yes, it's not very appetizing, but it's delicious. Try it, please. And oh, yeah, here I always put some loose caramel protein powder on top. Yeah, now I'm going to eat it and be excited about it. I'm just eating. I hope you can hear me because my Dyson is on. My Dyson fan, not the Airwrap. The Airwrap I used this morning. And this is my gorgeous porridge, which looks so disgusting, but it is so good. But I forgot to tell you that I also, another thing that I do for my health and wellness routine is that I do try to eliminate toxic products all over my household. This is also, if you have an autoimmune disease, this is especially important to you, but I think everyone should be aware of that. I try, for example, to use cleaning products that do not have those very harsh chemicals and toxins because they can be very bad for you. But I have to say it's very hard to find them because usually they kind of look good and healthy sometimes with like the green colors, but they still have those harsh bad chemicals in there. And yeah, that's hard sometimes, but if you have recommendations that you can get in Europe, please tell me, please, because I think it's super hard. Then I take, for example, I use this, is it here? I think it was here. I use the wild deodorants, this one. I use the wild deodorants, they do not have aluminum and all of those other junk stuff in there, and they taste very good. They smell delicious. This one is coconut and vanilla, and I really like it. So this is another thing. Then what else? I only take toothpaste without fluoride because this can be very bad for you as well. And then I filter my water. I have a water pitcher. I think you can fill like 2 liters in there, and then it just drops down. And this one also filters fluoride out of your water because in a lot of waters they put fluoride in there, or it has fluoride in there. And then another thing. No, that's it. And that's it. Those are like the things that I try to avoid. And yeah, I think that's also part of my health and wellness routine, and I had to share it with you. Oh, and also like beauty products and cosmetics. Yeah, I'm not that good. I do have like my foundation is usually the Ilia Skin Tint, which is natural and chemical and toxin free, but for example sometimes I would also use the It Cosmetics CC cream, and this one isn't. But yeah, I mean, I do it where I can, and with some things I just have not found something else. But yeah, mostly I use the Ilia or no foundation, and this one is good. So yeah, that's what I do. And if you have recommendations of like cosmetic products, very good cosmetic products that are toxin free and chemical free, please tell me in the comments below, because I would love to only use those.